In this video, I'm going to take you to Le Mans and show you how to earn over 1.6 million credits an hour in what can only be described as a slightly fat Ferrari. And just as we get started, I'd like to have a shout out to Wissam, who actually suggested I try this car as a money grinder. So, thank you for that, mate. Appreciate it. And the car I'm of course referring to is the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. A very nice car, although a little chunky. And once you've bought the car, we want to tune it. And there isn't actually a lot to do on this. First thing we're going to do, however, is a bit of weight reduction because, like I said, she's a bit on the heavy side. After that, it's just fully customisable manual transmission, tyres and brakes. And that's all we're going to buy for her. But if you do need to, feel free to pause the video and have a look what I've got. And once you've got all that done, you want to head over to World Circuits, European section and the Circuit de la Sarthe or Le Mans, because we're going to do the Touring Car 700. Now, just as we get the race underway, if I could ask if you guys would be so kind as to hit those like and subscribe buttons, it really does help out the channel. Now, as we get racing properly, the first thing you're going to want to do is change the fuel map settings, because the Berlinetta isn't exactly what you'd call fuel economical. It is a very thirsty car, and so you're going to have to go fuel map setting 6, and even then you're only going to get 2 laps. Now, the Berlinetta may not be economical on fuel, in fact quite the opposite, but that does have one good side effect. It's fast. My god, is it fast. And fast heavy cars also need extra braking room, so just make sure you apply the brakes a bit earlier than you normally would. And as you can see, I wasn't kidding when I said it's fast. We've barely completed half a lap and the Berlinetta has moved up into the lead. Not bad for what I was jokingly calling a fat Ferrari. This thing can move. Now, it's at this point that this race gets a little bit lonely, because the Berlinetta really is that good that you just disappear off into the distance and don't see any of the opposition. I mean, it's more like a time trial than a race, because there really is nobody else anywhere near, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You can just get on with concentrating about earning the credits. Now, if you remember earlier in the video, I did say that the Berlinetta will only do 2 laps of fuel, even on mapping 6, which is actually convenient, as we were planning on doing our first pit stop at the end of lap 2. And even more convenient, as it had just started to rain. Now, in this first pit stop, your tyre choice is going to be dependent on your weather. If you're in a dry race, then obviously you want slicks. If, like mine, it was raining, you want to put on the full wets. But when that's done, you want to fill up with fuel all the way to the max, and then we're good to get racing again. Now, a couple of things to point out here. One, as you may notice, we're still in first. We didn't drop a place, even though we did the pit stop. That's just how far ahead you'll be in the Berlinetta. The other thing you'll notice is it's not raining. The weather radar said rain, but it wasn't, and that really didn't help. Now at this point, I'm going to jump ahead to the end of lap 4, where we're coming up for our next pit stop, because 1, there's not much happening, and 2, the lack of rain. You can see the Berlinetta has pretty much killed my wet weather tyres. Now, as with the first pit stop, your strategy is going to depend on your weather conditions. For me, it was dry, so it was time to swap back onto the racing slicks and fill up with fuel all the way to the max again. And once that was done, I can get back out onto the track and finish this race. And now I'm going to jump ahead to lap 6, and some of you may be noticing that I'm pulling into the pits. Normally, at the end of lap 6, I'll be pulling up to the finish line and just waiting around until the clock ticks down and I can get the win. But, see, the Berlinetta is actually so good, it's a bit of a victim of his own success. You see, because it only does 2 laps of fuel, even though very quick laps, I've got to now pull in and top up with fuel. And worse than that, I've got to do a lap 7. Seriously though, that last lap just goes by very quickly. You will still be way out in front, and you'll cross that finish line to take what turns out to be a very, very easy win. So, there you have it, 825,000 credits in a fat Ferrari, a car that I didn't think was going to be as good as it turned out to be. So, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. As I said, it does really help out the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. For more great videos like this one, follow this link. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.